The first time I saw her, little Maya was nearly invisible. Lunch tables around her filled with noise and chatter, but she sat alone, staring blankly at her tray. She didn't cry. She didn't speak. She just sat, silent, still, as though she was made of air. From across the cafeteria, Carlos, the school's janitor and a single father, paused mid-sweep. Over the years he'd learned how it felt to be seen as just a helper, just staff, nothing more. But today, what he saw behind Maya's glassy eyes, the loneliness, the ache to belong, stirred something deep in him. A quiet cry for help. Maya was the daughter of the company's CEO, yet here she was, alone in a sea of laughing classmates who looked through her as if she were a ghost. Her silence wasn't just shyness. After her mother's passing, the world had grown too heavy. Noise overwhelmed her. Smiles felt fake. Conversations drained her. So she stopped talking, not because she couldn't, but because she didn't want to be hurt again. Carlos remembered his own son, Luis, a gentle boy burdened with silence after his mother left, after the empty nights, after the whispered words that hurt more than fists. Luis stopped smiling, stopped speaking, stopped believing anyone cared. Now, as he looked at Maya, Carlos saw Luis. Pain mirrored in different faces. The janitor who chose to act. Rather than ignore her like everyone else, Carlos laid down his broom. He approached slowly, with soft steps, not rushing, not startled. He sat beside Maya, at the farthest empty chair. She glanced at him, confused. He spoke not a word, but held out his shoes, worn, simple, but wide and steady. "Greater than, step on my shoes," he said gently. Maya hesitated. She looked at the noisy cafeteria, at the laughing children, at the swirling trays. Then at the shoes. And something in her flickered. A hint of trust. She placed her feet on them. Carlos stood. He didn't drag her across the floor or call attention. He walked slowly, gently guiding her, holding her balance. One step. Then another. The whispers started. Why is the janitor playing with her? What's wrong with that girl? But as she walked, she began to straighten, her shoulders uncurled. Her head lifted. And then, something unexpected, a soft giggle. Just one. But it was enough. A ripple through loneliness. Luis, watching from across the room, blinked. He saw it. He recognized it. The hesitation, the shyness, the fear, and now, movement. Courage. He got up. Walked toward them. "Hi," he said softly, extending a trembling hand toward Maya. Maya didn't take it, not yet. She looked at him instead. And in that moment, something inside her cracked open. Not words, not promises, but recognition, a connection. Carlos lowered her off his shoes, dusted them lightly. Without a word, he caught the eyes of a few other students. Some avoided him, some smirked. A few looked ashamed, but Luis remained. The CEO's eyes open. Just then, the cafeteria doors slid open. Her father, the CEO, Mr. Coleman, stepped in, alerted by a message. He expected chaos, scandal, maybe a scene. Instead, he found his daughter, standing, smiling, alive. Not spoken to, not coddled, not paraded, just free. He looked at her, at Carlos, at the empty shoes on the floor. His breath caught. For the first time in months, he saw her. Not as the silent child who avoided people, but as a girl, alive, fragile, worthy. Tears brimmed in his eyes. He knelt beside Maya, gently took her hand, and whispered. "Greater than, thank you." He didn't thank Carlos for being the janitor. He thanked him for seeing his daughter. Quiet courage, loud change. In the days that followed, children who ignored Maya began to glance, then smile, then speak. Luis and Maya, both wounded, both silent, formed an unspoken friendship. No words, just glances, shared lunches, shy waves. Carlos, once just a janitor, became a guardian of quiet kids, the one who understood that sometimes kindness doesn't shout. Maya didn't start speaking that day. But the weight on her chest grew lighter. The walls she built around her heart cracked, not enough to crumble, but enough for sunlight to seep in. The heart of the story. This isn't just a tale about a janitor or a lonely child. It's about seeing people who feel invisible. It's about speaking through actions when words fail. It's about giving someone, even one person, a chance to step out of darkness. Because sometimes, all it takes is a pair of worn shoes and a heart willing to kneel. And when you do that, you might just change a life. If you like, I can produce a full screenplay of this story with scene descriptions and dialogue ready for a video narration, so it matches the pacing of a 15-minute YouTube video.